What's on, guys? Jason Bear channel. Today I'll be doing a review for Monday Night Raw. So let's get to it then. First, Wade Barrett was in the ring to announce a new commentary with what's that? Joe Testator, or that's how you say his name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. So yeah, we have a new commentary tonight. Earlier tonight, it's the Wade Barrett and Joe Tessor, whatever. So yeah, to talk about Batch and Berlin and all that stuff. So let's get to it then. Back at ringside, Rhea Ripley's music hits and she makes her way down to the ring. Rhea welcomes us to Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Mommy. uh, she replaced the DM on her cheek with TT. She says it's so nice to be able to say that, but what's better is now is how she and Damian Priest brutalized Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. She says they're not done destroying the Judgment Day. They're just getting started. She says she pinned the WWE Women's Champion, so she deserved her shot and calls out Liv Morgan. Dominic Mysterio comes out instead with the black guy. Dom tries to get on the mic but gets booed out of the building. Rhea tells him to get lost and get Liv. Dom tries to talk again and gets booed. He says Liv is still recovering from what Rhea did to her at Bash in Berlin. He says Priest and Ripley took advantage of Dom and Liv as they were jet lagged and had no sleep, but Liv accepts the challenge. He says Liv isn't afraid of Ripley. She's beaten Ripley before, and she'll again, and she will again. And when he wins the IC title, they'll both have go. Ripley calls him stupid and asks Dom to relay the message to that she'll fight Liv anytime, any place. Liv comes running in too, and it takes a cheap shot at Ripley, but Ripley dodges it. Ripley goes for Dom, and Liv takes her down on the ropes. Ripley's leg gets caught on the rope, and Morgan beats on her till Priest runs down, and Dom and Liv scurry away. Wade and Joe take us back to Las Vegas to see the unfoldings of the White Six and American Made. Backstage, Chad Gable is yelling at American Made. He says they're not jokes and they're not here to screw around. He says go out and show them and slaps them around. Backstage, Rhea Ripley is screaming in pain, kicking the medical team away from her. Priest comes and asks her to let them do their work, and he's going to talk to Adam Pearce and get some revenge. Alright, first match coming up, American May versus Alpha Academy. American May is out first, followed by the Alpha Academy. Everyone goes at it. The second the bell rings, we end up with Tozawa getting double teamed by the Creed brothers. Julius gets knocked down by Tozawa and he tags in Otis. Julius gets out of the way and heads to the outside, and Otis heads out there too and takes out Brutus and gets taken out by Julius back in the ring. Julius hammers on Otis and sends him into the corner. Julius hits a crossbody but is caught and slammed down. Ivy Nile comes in and slaps Otis and gets taken down by Maxine. Maxine kicks Nile down, and Otis comes back in and takes out the Creed brothers. He throws Tozawa on his shoulders and takes out the Creed brothers. Maxine gets on top of the turnbuckle and takes out American Made on the outside. We come back from commercial break with Tozawa getting beaten down by Brutus. Tozawa goes for a tag, but Julius and Ivy clean house on the other side. Brutus hits a springboard moonsault for a 2 count and tags in Julius. Tozawa takes down Julius and makes the tag to Otis. Otis comes in and takes out both Creed brothers and Otis slams into Julius in the corner and rips his shirt off and hits the caterpillar and elbow. Otis takes down Brutus and the ref counts even though he isn't legal. Julius comes and beats on Otis, but Otis takes him down, and Tozawa comes in and flies into Brutus and tries for Julius, but Julius throws Tozawa down. Otis takes down Brutus and Ivy Nile, and Maxine come in the ring. Maxine takes down Nile and suplexes her. Maxine goes for the caterpillar and Gable distracts her, and Nile kicks her and slaps her on the Dragon Sleeper, and Maxine taps. So winners are American Made. Alright, Gable gets on the mic and says they're the greatest wrestling family. He says the White Six suck, and last week it was supposed to be a one-on-one match, but he had to get his family involved. But American Made take them. He issues an 8-man tag match against the White Six, and it will be a street fight. American Made promises to get rid of the whites for America. The lights go out. Alright, Uncle Howdy gets on the mic. 375 days. His insanity crumbled. His path is in the void now. The silence is deafening, but he can still hear. American Mate is in the ring, staring him down. Howdy says his life isn't anymore. So if this is the path American Mate has chosen, they're responsible for their ongoing. They're gambling, and the White Six will collect the debt. The rest of the crew shows up and poses. Man, we cut to Joe and Wade transition back to Raw. They talk about the IC tournament. We have Sheamus versus Leo Kaiser versus mystery opponent. It was supposed to be Bronson Reed, but he hasn't been medically clear. We see Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Ilya Dragunov warming up. We come back from commercial, and Zelina Vega's music hits. Alright, next match is Zelina Vega versus Shayna Baszler with Pure Fusion Collective. Vega comes out and grabs a sign representing her dad, and she's emotional in the ring. While posing, Baszler is out next with her stable. The bell rings, and Vega slaps Baszler and then uses her speed to get the better of Baszler. She arm drags Baszler a few times and gets her on the mat and tries to break her arm, and as Baszler does to everyone. More arm drags, and Baszler gets a shot on Vega and throws her on the top turnbuckle. Vega punches out of it and 619's Baszler in the corner. Baszler rolls out and gets a pep talk from her girls, and we cut to commercial. Alright, back from commercial. Baszler has been dominating and has Vega in a hold half in the ring and half out. Vega fires back from the corner with a spinning elbow and tries for a crossbody, but Baszler catches her, throws her in a delay suplex, but Vega counters. Vega hits a basement DDT and goes up and hits a moonsault for the cover. I'm sorry. But gets a 2. She tries again and gets a 2 count. Vega hits a 619 on Zoe Stark and then comes down on the Veil. Vega gets into the ring and gets smoked in the face and gets the win. So winner is Shayna Baszler. After the match, PFC attacks Vega and Lyra V comes running down and tries for the save, but it's 2 against 3, and both Lyra and Zelina get destroyed. DeVille gets on the mic and says, "Show them respect. This is a reminder of how pathetic everyone is, including the crowd. There isn't a man in the audience that can take them home, or any woman who can take them." She says, "To take your shot." Alright, backstage, Priest and Ripley are talking and she's on crutches. They said it's nothing serious and asks how it went with Pierce. And he says Balor is being a coward and won't fight him on one-on-one since he has no partner. There is no match. Mommy tells him not to worry, and they smirk. Priest asks her to tell him what he says, and we go to commercial break. Back from break, Vega and Lyra talking about the whooping they got. They say it's time they fight back. They're in Calgary next week. Looks like Natalie will be back next week. Alright, back inside, back at ringside, I'm sorry. CM Punk's music hits and he makes his way down to the ring. He shows off his bracelet that he's been trying to get back from Drew McIntyre. Punk grabs somebody and waits for the CM Punk chant to fade. He says it never gets old for him and rallies the crowd. He says he cannot wait to go home and to celebrate, but he had to make a pit stop to Denver to celebrate with he has who watched him at Bash in Berlin. He says the match was tough, but he's happy to be on the winning side of this personal business. He says he's here to make money. It's time for regular business. He says the currency he likes is the support from everyone. He brings up Gunther. He says he wants gold. He says Gunther took Orton to the limit and passed it. He congratulates Gunther. He says he puts Gunther McIntyre to sleep and it's time Punk woke up as champion. He tells Gunther to enjoy the title because he will enjoy taking the belt off him. He then tells everyone to celebrate and poses around the ring. He goes to the announce table and McIntyre, cloaked in a bloody hood, take him down on the announce table and mounts Punk and starts wailing on him with punches. Wade Barrett steps in and asks McIntyre to calm down, and Punk and moves him away from Punk. McIntyre comes flying out and delivers a claymore to Punk, and Punk is laid out. McIntyre gets Punk back in the ring, and Barrett is still trying to stop McIntyre, but Drew hits Punk with another Claymore. McIntyre starts stomping Punk in the head, and officials come out and stops McIntyre. McIntyre grabs Punk's arm and takes that bracelet back and then breaks it. McIntyre shoves the broken beads into Punk's mouth and then hits him with another Claymore. McIntyre continues to beat up Punk as officials to break it up, and Pierce is calling medical as McIntyre walks to the back. We come back from break and we see Punk being wheeled away on spinal board. A recap of the beating he just got. McIntyre intercepts right before they go into the ambulance and attacks Punk and pokes his fingers in Punk's eyes, leaving him a bloody mess. Alright, next match coming up. First round triple threat match for the number one contender for the Intercontinental title. Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee versus Ilya Dragunov. Dom comes out first, and then we have Lee, and finally Dragunov is out. The bell rings, and the men circle around, circle each other. Dom hits both Dragunov and Lee, but they both start double teaming him and throw him out of the ring. Dragunov and Lee are now in the ring and go at it. They lock up, and Dragunov hits a headlock and takes down Lee with the shoulder block. Lee comes back and with a head scissor out the ropes, and then gets taken out by Dom. Dom kicks Dragunov, who is outside the ring, and then takes it to Lee. Dom hits a spinning slam for a 2 count, and then goes for Dragunov in the corner. Dragunov comes back with some cheap shots and German suplex. He hits 2 Germans, and for the third, Dom grabs Lee, and double German is done as we go to break. Back from break, Dragon Lee has Dom on the turnbuckle, and Dragunov comes in and grabs Lee and powerbombs him. Dragunov goes for the cover, but Dom breaks it up off the top. They go back and forth with some pinning combos, and Dom attempts and 619 on Dragunov, but Dragunov catches him. Dragunov hits a Death Valley driver on the apron on Dom, and Lee comes flying at Dragunov. Lee gets on the top turnbuckle to finish off Dom, but Carlito comes down and takes out Lee. Priest music hits, and he comes down and beats on Carlito. Priest then chases Dom away, and it's now just Lee and Dragunov in the ring. The two go back and forth with punches, and Dragunov and Lee trade kick and punches and throw each other around, then kind of botch and take down. Lee hits a powerbomb for a 2 count. Lee is on the apron, and they trade punches, and Lee gets on the top rope and comes down to a right hand from Dragunov. Dragunov hits a neck breaker for a 2 count. Both men are now on the top turnbuckle, and Dragunov gets flipped and caught upside down. Lee comes down with a stomp, Dragunov's throw, and then hits a basement drop kick. Lee tries for a tornado DT type move. Dragunov counter and gets a 2 count. They go bang forward with kicks, and Dragunov hits him with his shoulder for the win. So winner and advancing Ilya Dragunov. Alright, we are taken to a video showing the carnage caused by Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed last week. Backstage, Adam Pearce is with Kathy Kelly, who asks who is going to replace Reed. Braun Strowman comes by, and Pearce is shocked to see him, but Strowman says he medical told him if he can go, then he can compete. Strowman says he can, and Pearce includes him as a third competitor. Back in the ring, our new women's tag team champs make their way to the ring to check out this match. Alright, next match, fourth match, WWE Women's Tag Team Number 1 Contenders match. Damage Control, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane versus the Unholy Union is Dawn and Alba Fire. Damage Control is out first, and the Unholy Union, who look pretty peeved, they're not champs. Sane and Fire start the match, and Fire pulls Zane into her corner and stomps her. Dawn is tagged in, and she beats on Zane until Zane hits her hard and tries to tag, but Dawn stops her. Zane starts gaining her groove and takes down Dawn and sends her to the outside. Zane jumps onto Dawn and takes out Fire, and Sky comes flying off the ropes and moonsaults onto Fire, and we cut to commercial. All right, back from break. Zayn is trying hard to get out of the wrong corner as Dawn smokes her in the corner. Dawn tags out and Fire stops Zayn from tagging. Fire sets up for a suplex, but Zayn counters with a DDT. Both ladies are down and Zayn makes a hot tag. Sky comes in and beats on Fire and then takes down Sky. Dawn takes down Dawn. Sky takes both women down with a double drop kick. Fire gets kneed by Sky in the corner. Sky sets up a double underhook shoulder breaker, but Fire counters, but Sky gets it. Sky with a 2 count. Fire and Dawn are on the outside, and Zayn tries to take them down, but Belair gets pulled in front, and Zayn takes Belair down in the ring. Fire beats on Sky, and Cargo punches out Dawn in the ring. Sky gets a 2 count, and Dawn comes in and distraction. Fire tags out, and the Unholy Union gets the pin for the win. So winners are the Unholy Union. Alright, in the ring, Sky slash Zayn and Cargill slash Belair stare each other down. Backstage, Adam Pearce talks to Kofi Kingston about the tag titles not being defended. Gunther walks by them and the camera follows Gunther as we cut to commercial. Rhea Ripley is backstage. Cheesing Priest comes by and asks what the word is. Rhea replies with "Yeet." Yeah, so that was cool. Gunther's music hits and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion head down to the ring. Gunther poses to mix reactions from the crowd and he grabs a mic. He says at Bash in Berlin he was successful. We get to see the man responsible for that. He says there is lots for him to celebrate because he beats Randy Orton. He admits for making it personal, but he wanted to be the most competitive and greatest version of Randy Orton, and he did that. He says it's not a big deal as that is just another chapter in his legacy. Alright, Zayn's music hits and he makes his way out to the ring. Zayn gets in the ring and says it's crazy because he was in the back listening to him talking about his legacy. He was thinking about where he's been and where he's headed after his IC title reign. He thinks about all the greats who held the title, like Macho Man and Steve Austin, Triple H, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. All of them won the IC title first and then used that as a stepping stone to the world title, which is what Gunther did and what he's going to do. He tells Gunther he's coming after the title. Gunther comes back with agreeing with Zayn about the greats using the IC title as a stepping stone. He says, however, Zayn kind of stepped down when he held the title, and that's why he's not on that list of legends. He says Sami is an underdog, and that's why people like him. He says it's impressive. Zayn wants to challenge him when he hears the passion in the passion in his voice and the fire in his eyes. And if Zayn really wants this more than anything else, his answer is no. Gunther drops the mic and leaves Sami Zayn in the ring. Zayn interrupts Gunther's exit and says he's never seen Gunther back down from a fight, so why back down from this one? Zayn says it's because Zayn is the only guy who has beaten him in the WWE. Gunther can run and hide, but Zayn says he's coming for Gunther and his title. Alright, Jackie Raymond's backstage with Jay Uso. Jackie asks Jay if he's got advice from Rhea and Damon. Jay starts eating, and Braun Breaker comes in and tells him to keep eating and changing after mobbing because he's giving Jay once chance to drop out of this tournament. He tells Jay not to come after his belt because he'll lose. Jay calls Braun a rookie and says he'll win the tournament and the title and will beat the Breaker's ass while he doesn't. Yeet. JD McDonough and Balor backstage prepping for their match later tonight. The fifth match, first round triple threat match for the number one contender for the Intercontinental title. Braun Strowman versus Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus. Strowman is out first, followed by Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser teases Sheamus and then run out of the ring. Sheamus goes and after Kaiser and they beat on each other outside of the ring. Sheamus takes down Kaiser and Strowman comes running and takes down both Sheamus and Kaiser. Strowman goes for Sheamus and misses, then charges at Kaiser, who dodges Strowman, sending him to the barricade. All right, back for commercial. Both Sheamus and Kaiser are laid out, and Sheamus gets up and tries to come at Kaiser in the corner, but collides with the post. Kaiser comes at Sheamus, who rolls out of the ring. Kaiser goes to the outside as well and comes running at Sheamus. But Strowman throws a chair at Kaiser. Sheamus and Braun are in the ring, and Strowman gets Sheamus down and then hits a chokeslam for a 2 count. Strowman runs at Sheamus, who dodges Strowman and then gives him 10 punches as he's tied up on the ropes. Sheamus sends Strowman to the outside, and Kaiser comes out nowhere with a Kaiser roll on Sheamus for the 2 count. Kaiser kicks Sheamus in the head, but Sheamus comes back with a bro kick and goes for the win. But Pete Dunne takes him out, and in the ring, Strowman hits a power slam on Kaiser for the win. So winner and advancing Braun Strowman. Alright, backstage, Jey Uso is warming up, and Damian Priest comes up to him and says they had a pass, and Uso replies with telling him he gets it, and he used to be him, and he can't say no to Rhea. Backstage, Pete Dunne is backstage, and Jackie Redmond catches up to him, and she asks about the attack on Sheamus, and he says you can tell Sheamus it's a hello from him, and he's now off to kick Trick Williams all over the place on NXT tomorrow. Redmond says she'll relay the message to Sheamus and calls him Butch, and he gets upset and tells her to never call him Butch. Alright, main event time, Damian Priest and Jey Uso versus Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD McDonagh. Damian Priest is out first, followed by Jey Uso, who gets the crowd yeeting with him. The Judgment Day is out next without Carlito, Dominic Mysterio, and Liv Morgan. This is a non-title match. Balor comes at Priest, but then runs out of the ring and tags in Mendona. Mendona and Priest face off, and Priest kicks him out right out of the ring, and then throws Balor in the ring. Priest goes after Balor, and Mendona comes in and tries to stop Priest in his tracks. Priest beats on Mendona and tags in Uso. Uso kicks Mendona in the corner and covers for a 2 count. Mendona gets Uso down with a sit-out neck breaker and tags in Balor. Balor beats on Uso in the corner and stomps down on Uso's back. Mendona is tagged in, and he gets Uso down with the drop toe hold and then hits a leg drop. Balor is now tagged in, and he taunts Priest and counters. And continues to punch out Uso. Balor has Uso tangled in the ropes and chokes him out, and Mendona cheap shots Uso. Uso throws Balor and Mendona out of the ring, and Uso suicide dives out on to Balor and Mendona. Alright, back from commercial. Mendona has Uso in the corner and stomps away at him. Balor is tagged in, and he delivers some punches to Uso. Uso comes back with punches of his own, but Balor's shoulder hammers him back into the corner. Mendona is tagged in, and he flips onto the mat and tags in Balor, who comes over the ropes and stomps him. Mendona is tagged in, and he hits Uso for a 2 count. Mendona has Uso in an armbar, and Uso is trying to power out. He fires off some punches at Mendona, who punches Uso back. Uso with a series of yeet punches, but Mendona headbutts him, and both men are on the mat. Uso and Mendona are trying to make the tag, and they do. Priest comes in and clothesline Balor, and then throws Mendona down. Priest kicks and punches Balor. He splashes onto both Mendona and Balor on opposite ends of the ring. Priest sends Mendona outside, and Balor rolls him for a 2 count. Balor tries to get the better of Priest, but Priest fires back with a springboard clothesline. Priest sets up for a South of Heaven, but Balor counters into a roll-up for 2. Mendona gets a cheap shot on Priest, and Balor covers for a 2 count. Mendona tags in and punches on Priest and tags Balor back in. Priest comes at them with a double clothesline and tags Uso, who hits a double crossbody on both and gets them both a super kick, who spears Mendona and sets up for an Uso splash. But Liv runs down and knocks him off the top rope. Balor kicks Uso and then drop kicks Uso. Mendona tags out, and Balor hits the coup de grace, and then Mendona tags in and hits a moonsault for to count as Priest breaks Rhea Ripley's music hits and she comes down on her crutch. Liv and gets in her face, but Ripley starts on her with the crutch and chases Morgan away in the ring. Priest and Uso take down the Judgment Day. Priest hits the Razor's Edge on Madonna, and Uso is tagged in and hits the Uso Splash on Madonna for the win. So winners are Damian Priest and Jey Uso. Alright, Priest and Uso celebrate in the ring with Rhea Ripley as the show goes on there and stuff. So yeah, good show tonight and stuff, and yeah, I really enjoy it. So anyways, that was it for this video. I hope you like it and stuff, and so subscribe, hit that bell button, leave a comment, like it, and all that stuff. If you guys want to do that, I don't care. Alright, that was it, and I'll see you guys in the next video for AEW Dynamite. Alright, laters.